Yeah.
She might as well be in the pub.
Is that enough? Or
no, because I love about when I meet you every time. You know, I'm a big admirer of yours, and when I talk, you always go, "How's it going, Ryan?" And then I listen to your album, and it's Colm Wilkinson.
Oh,
hello.
Yeah,
and, you know,
that's the thing you want me to do.
I do, because you did this the other day that made me laugh so much.
Will you bang on the desk and do the this is Don Quixote from... I don't play... This is the London Philharmonic Orchestra. This is one guitar. I don't know any of the chords of this. I know nothing about it.
We're only having the crack.
No, I'm not. Yeah, but I'm just going to play one or two chords, and I'll just do the speaking bit as much as I remember.
Okay, it's a bit too much.
Now you have to do the
I need
desk
to get the
job.
pace.
Oh, you need to get the... Okay. But do a horse sort of thing. Okay. Well, maybe a little slower. Well, that's what I hear you do. I will impersonate a man.
That's what I'm talking about.
His name, Alonso Quijana, a country gentleman no longer young. Being retired, he has much time for books. He studies them from morn to night, and often through the morn and night again. All he reads oppresses him, fills him with indignation at man's murderous ways towards man. He ponders the problem, how to make better a world where evil brings profit and virtue none at all. He lays down the melancholy burden of sanity and conceives the strangest project ever imagined. To become a knight-errant and sally forth to roam the world in search of adventure, to right all wrong, to mount a crusade, to raise up the weak and those in need. No longer will he be plain Alonso Quijana, but a dauntless knight known as Don Quixote de la Mancha!
You see, it's too much now.
Not bad for a guy from Drimna.
Yeah. Can I ask you about, actually, just away from the music for 2 seconds?
Okay, well, I put this away.
Just don't, no, leave it. Chat away as we're doing that, because there's more where that came. I know that Ted Kennedy was a friend of yours, and he was a big fan of yours, I think.
Yeah,
isn't that right?
Yeah.
And you attended his funeral, didn't you? And
I did, yeah.
Was there a sort of musical element to it, to his final days as he was leaving the earth? And
well, I did. I went to his birthday celebration the year before last, and it was a very sort of poignant, a very sad occasion, because he wasn't very, very well. But President Obama attended, and like James Taylor, there was lots of different celebs. We all did a concert. I sang Anthem, which is on that album, and I dedicated the album to him. I sang Anthem, and I sang Sweet Rosie O'Grady for him, because that was his mother's name, and he loved that. And at the end of the show, then President Obama came on, and of course everybody went mental when he walked on. But he walked up and he shook hands with every one of us, which I thought was very courteous and gracious of him. And then we turned around, and John Williams was the guy who was heading up the orchestra. He gave him a note to start, and Bill Cosby was the presenter or the MC. And Obama was saying, I was standing 2 feet away from him, and he was going, I'm happy, like this, you know. And he said to Bill Cosby, is that all right, Bill? And Bill says, Mr. President, would you hurry up? We'll be here all night. I swear that,
he was trying to get it right. Get the
anyway,
right.
We sang happy birthday to him, to Senator Kennedy, Ted Kennedy. And then afterwards, myself and Deirdre went up to see him. And he was very frail, and he was sitting down. But when he saw the pair of us coming towards him, he stood up and he started singing, God on high.
Did he really?
Yeah, he started singing that song. And he was a real family guy. We had dinner with him up in Capitol. The whole thing is Les Mis started in Washington, and that's how I got to know him. And his sister, seemingly, Jean Kennedy Smith, was the one who wanted it to start in the Kennedy Center. And he was delighted with that. But myself, Deirdre, 4 children, he loved all that. So we had dinner with him up in Capitol Hill, and with the Russian ambassador. And our kids start fighting over the menu, you know, saying, you're copying me, no, that's not, oh no, I had that, no, you don't, yeah. And he was killing himself laughing. It was And every single time we met him afterwards, he would say, hey, wait, I'll tell you the story about him and his children. And this was his favourite story. And when we met him, he started immediately into this story. And I said, oh, God, not this story again. And then he went into another room, and the Irish ambassador to America was there, a guy called Michael Collins,
Yes.
and he came out, and Deirdre and I were standing outside having said hello to Ted Kennedy. And he says, Ted Kennedy is in there with all those people, and he's telling them about your kids. I told all about this silly sort of story, but he was just an extraordinary guy, an extraordinary man.
I just see we have 1 minute left. Why don't we take?
Sorry.
Let's end with a bit of a tune, because is there anything left in the tank?
Yeah, of course. Do you know an old tune called maybe some of you? Oh, you might be too young for this. Sylvia's mother said, Sylvia's busy, too busy to come to the phone. Sylvia's mother said, Sylvia's trying to start a new life of her own. Sylvia's mother said, Sylvia's happy, why don't you leave her alone? And the operator said 40 cents more for the next 3 minutes. Please, Mrs. Avery, I just gotta talk to her. Only keep her a while. Please, Mrs. Avery, I just gotta tell her goodbye. Tell her goodbye. Tell her goodbye.
Colm Wilkinson. Thanks, Colm.
Thank you, Ryan.
Always love seeing you. You know that. Great to see you. Colm Wilkinson, ladies and gentlemen. Colm is on a nationwide tour in November, kicking off in the Wexford Opera House on Saturday the 6th. And unfortunately, Dublin is completely sold out. That's fortunately. And, but he'll be back at the Grand Canal Theatre in February, and that'll be sold out too, I've no doubt. And Colm's new album, The Concert Songs, is in shops now, I should say, and full details on colmwilkinson.com. So good to see you. It's good to have a song. We need a song and a lift and a bit of crack, and that's the way to do it. So thanks a lot.
Absolutely.
Time to see